You have dedicated yourself intensely to spiritual practice, perhaps for years or decades, seeking not only personal growth, but also a deeper connection with the divine. On the path of the chosen ones, who are those called to a special journey of enlightenment and service, identifying progress can be less tangible than material achievements, but no less real. If you're wondering whether you're really growing and evolving, and whether spiritual growth is really taking place in your life, keep watching. Spiritual growth for the chosen ones involves an awakening to their true nature and purpose. It is a journey of expanding consciousness. All spiritual growth has one goal: to help you embody your soul or higher self. Once you are able to shift from ego to soul, there is the potential for you to experience what is understood as spiritual enlightenment, self-realization, or the experience of heaven on earth. This journey of transformation is not merely a solitary passage or an isolated inner quest. It is interwoven with your daily interactions and your ability to serve others. True spirituality manifests itself in the way we live our lives and the impact we have on the world around us. The measure of your spiritual growth can therefore be seen in how your actions reflect higher values of compassion, patience, and unconditional love. In the journey of the chosen, challenges and obstacles are often seen as opportunities for growth and tests of faith. Each difficulty faced with grace is a step forward in their spiritual evolution. It is essential to recognize that although the path may be arduous, each moment of overcoming is a confirmation that you are aligned with your divine purpose. When reflecting on your spiritual progress, ask yourself, how do my actions today reflect my commitment to my spiritual path? How are my choices helping to reveal my true essence and contribute to a better world? To help you along this path, here are the clear signs that you, as one of the chosen ones, are growing and evolving spiritually. 1. You embrace challenges as lessons and opportunities. Whether it's your car that just broke down or a loved one who is seriously ill, you realize that there is a lesson and an opportunity hidden in every obstacle that comes your way. Instead of putting yourself in the role of victim, you see yourself as a learner of life. In other words, you see that life isn't happening to you. It's happening for you. This change of perspective completely transforms the way you face challenges. Instead of being paralyzed by fear or frustration, you begin to actively seek out what you can learn from each situation. The car breaking down can be an opportunity to learn more about mechanics, to reflect on the importance of keeping things in order, or even to experience the kindness of strangers offering help. The illness of a loved one can deepen your understanding of the fragility of life, strengthen family ties, and open up space for compassion and empathy. Every obstacle becomes a teacher, every difficulty a lesson in your spiritual journey. By adopting this mindset, you align yourself with the idea that everything in the universe has a purpose and that you are being guided to grow and evolve. This positive approach not only helps you to cope better with problems, but also to appreciate life on a deeper level. You begin to see that, rather than being a series of random and often cruel events, life is a field of continuous learning full of opportunities. 2. You see beyond the seduction of the material world. Before, you may have delighted in buying expensive items, strived to raise your social status, sought to accumulate wealth, or even engaged in spiritual materialism. But now, you realize that at the end of the day, the material world doesn't offer the deep happiness you really seek. This realization has led you to value human experiences and connections more. You've started to find joy in the little things, like a sincere conversation, a peaceful sunset, or the smile of a loved one. Your priorities changed, and you began to seek a simpler, more meaningful life. The incessant pursuit of material goods and social recognition lost its appeal, and in its place, a new vision of what really matters emerged. You began to explore practices that nourish your spirit and bring a deeper meaning to your existence. Meditation, reading sacred texts, moments of reflection, and connecting with nature became essential elements of your daily life. Your interactions with people have become more genuine and full of empathy, because you value human beings beyond their material possessions or social status. This new perspective has taught you to appreciate the present, living each moment with gratitude and awareness. Anxiety about what you don't have has given way to gratitude for what you already have. The search for inner peace became your priority, and this reflected in a more balanced and harmonious life. As you delved deeper into this journey, you began to realize that true happiness comes from within, and that lasting peace and joy cannot be bought. Instead of looking outside, you began to look inwards, cultivating a more intimate relationship with yourself and the divine. This change brought a sense of fulfillment and a new way of seeing the world. The inner tranquility you cultivated began to influence all areas of your life. Daily challenges have become easier to face, as you now see them as opportunities for personal and spiritual growth, rather than insurmountable obstacles. 3. Your sensitivity has increased. In the past, you may have lived in a state of numbness, disconnected from your body, heart, mind, and soul. But now you are much more aware of what is happening inside and around you. As a result, you can experience more empathetic suffering, which can often feel like both a curse and a gift. This renewed sensitivity allows you to feel the emotions of others with greater intensity, and this can be overwhelming. You perceive the pains and joys of those around you, and this deep empathy leads you to act with more compassion and solidarity. Every encounter, every interaction, carries a more significant emotional weight, and you find yourself deeply touched by people's stories and experiences. On the other hand, this same sensitivity gives you a deeper understanding of the beauty of life. Small moments of joy and love become extraordinary experiences. The connection with nature, art, music, and spirituality is intensified, providing a sense of wonder and gratitude. However, this increased capacity to feel also brings challenges. The pain of others can become your pain, and the suffering of the world can seem overwhelming. Finding a balance between maintaining your empathy and protecting your own inner peace becomes a new part of the journey. 4. You feel more love and compassion for yourself, others, and the world. With greater sensitivity, you also feel more connected to yourself and the world. Before, love and compassion might have seemed like distant concepts or restricted to specific moments, but now they permeate your daily life. You can feel higher levels of compassion and true empathy for others, even those who are harmful to themselves, others, and the planet. Your open heart brings you more joy, but also more pain. And yet, your heart is slowly learning how to expand and contain this pain. Towards yourself, you begin to cultivate genuine self-love. You forgive yourself for your faults and accept yourself as you are, with all your imperfections and vulnerabilities. This self-love becomes the basis for all your interactions, allowing you to present yourself to the world in a more authentic and whole way. With regard to others, your compassion deepens. You become more patient and understanding, recognizing that each person is fighting their own battles. This empathy allows you to offer support and understanding without judgment, creating stronger and more meaningful connections. The suffering and joy of others becomes part of your own experience, and you feel called to act with kindness and generosity. As for the world, you develop a sense of responsibility and care. The beauty and fragility of the planet move you, and you feel compelled to protect and preserve the environment. 5. You stop seeing life in black or white dualistic thinking. If there's one thing you've learned from your spiritual awakening, it's that life is much more complex than it appears. What may initially seem negative can turn out to be positive. Something that seems beautiful at first glance can actually hide its ugliness. Everything and everyone has two interdependent sides. Nothing is completely black or white. This new perception allows you to see beyond superficial appearances and understand the depth and complexity of each situation and person. You begin to appreciate the richness of nuance and recognize that duality is an intrinsic part of existence. Good and evil, joy and sadness, success and failure. All are parts of the same whole, interconnected and complementary. In short, you learn balance. 6. You can show more understanding with difficult people. Because you are able to see beyond the surface of someone's behavior and understand the wounds and traumas that may have caused their bad behavior, you no longer carry as much anger or resentment as before. Now it's easier for you to show tolerance and understanding towards others, reacting with less judgment, condemnation, or self-justification. This new perspective allows you to deal with difficult people in a more empathetic way. You realize that behind rude or aggressive attitudes, there are often stories of pain and suffering. By recognizing this, you feel more inclined to respond with kindness and patience, rather than letting negativity get the better of you. Your ability to understand the motivations of others doesn't mean that you justify inappropriate behavior, but rather that you approach these situations with an open mind and a compassionate heart. This helps you to remain calm and clear, avoiding unnecessary conflicts and seeking constructive solutions. Over time, this attitude of understanding and empathy begins to transform your relationships. People who might previously have distanced themselves due to conflicts or misunderstandings begin to feel more accepted and valued in your presence. This strengthens bonds and creates an environment of trust and mutual respect. You see that life is cyclical and like a spiral. Instead of getting stuck in one way of being or mindset, you're beginning to realize that life is cyclical. There are ups and downs, good times and bad. Just as spring is followed by fall and day is followed by night, all things are destined to come and go, rise and fall. Because of this, you are no longer as affected as before by life's fluctuations. You understand that they are just part of the natural flow. 8. You become less attached to mental stories. The more you become familiar with your mind, the more you recognize that thoughts, ideas, and beliefs don't define who you really are. Instead, these mental occurrences are like clouds that float in the sky and eventually disappear. When you cling to mental thoughts and beliefs, you suffer. But by realizing that your thoughts and feelings don't define you, by understanding that you are the vast consciousness beneath them, you find it easier to let go and find a sense of inner peace. You find it easier to slow down and do nothing. Our minds always push us to do, conquer, achieve. But the soul, the spiritual core of our being, finds real nourishment in slowing down and appreciating life as it is. If you are finding it easier to relax, or at least feel less need to be constantly on and changing direction, this is a clear sign of spiritual growth. 10. You're more interested in letting go of the old than gaining the new. A big part of authentic spiritual growth is the ability to not only accept letting go, but actually prefer it to gaining more. The desire to accumulate comes from the ego, but the desire to surrender and be free comes from the soul. 11. You develop a greater capacity for discernment. Spiritual growth is not just about experiencing love, happiness, and expansion, although that is an important part of it. As we deepen and mature, Spiritual growth also includes the ability to think clearly and distinguish truth from falsehood. This ability to use the mind like a sword is known as spiritual discernment. 12. You can access more moments of ordinary magic. At the beginning of the spiritual journey, it is common to desire grand, exciting, and brilliant experiences. However, as we advance and mature, we begin to recognize the beauty of what is already here, now. This common magic can be accessed whenever we are present, anchored in the present moment and connected with our heart and soul. So, my chosen friends, keep in mind that the above list is not exhaustive. Also, you don't have to check all the boxes to experience spiritual growth. Recognizing yourself in even just one of the above points means that you are actually experiencing a transformation rather than stagnation. The important thing is to realize that spiritual growth is a unique and personal journey. Each of you is on a different path, with its own challenges and revelations. Don't worry about hitting all the signs at once. Instead, celebrate every small victory and every learning moment. Each step, however small it may seem, is a significant advance towards enlightenment and a deeper connection with your divine essence. Remember that spiritual growth is continuous and has no definite endpoint. It is a process of constant evolution, where each experience and insight contributes to the expansion of your consciousness. Accept the changes with an open heart and a curious mind, allowing wisdom and compassion to guide your actions. You are beings of light, destined to radiate peace, love, and wisdom. Continue to walk this path with confidence and gratitude, knowing that every challenge is an opportunity for growth, and every moment of peace is a blessing to be treasured. Stay connected to the present, living each moment with presence and purpose. May your journey be filled with discovery, love, and spiritual fulfillment. Go forward with courage and faith, confident that you are exactly where you need to be, growing and evolving every day. If you're still around, you're part of the loyal circle of wisdom seekers. Through your support, I can continue creating videos and transmitting enlightening knowledge. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like it, and comment if this video resonated with you. Thank you for being part of this community. I hope this video was useful to you. If you think I've missed any points, I'd love you to share them with me below in the comments.